Hi guys, my name is Kirsty and welcome back to Upside Down Books and to another TBR video. I'm so excited.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno.
So today we are going to be picking out my November TBR, and I'm like, you have no idea how much I look forward to filming these videos every month because it is so much fun trying to guess what I'm gonna get. I have decided, however, that I'm gonna reduce the number of books I've picked because in all the time that I've been doing this, I have yet to like successfully read 6 books. So I'm gonna start picking 5. Once again, I'm not picking from my ARC jar. You're gonna stop believing me that I even have one. I promise I do, but I have had like the most enormous run of ARCs in October. So we're going to talk about that first when we get into it, but I just can't afford to be picking anything from my backlist. I've got to like keep my foot on the pedal and like power through all of my ARCs. Otherwise they're just not going to get done in time. Like I'm already behind. The stress is real. But I'm going to pick, what do I normally pick? We normally pick 6 books. So there'll be an ARC, there'll be a diverse book, there'll be a present, there'll be a backlist or a prequel and sequel, and then like double ups of the other ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 1 less diverse book each month so that I'm picking 1 diverse book, but I'm going to continue to pick 2 present books each month so that I'm still getting through those, because at this rate I'm definitely not going to finish all of my Christmas books and presents from like last year, this year, before the Christmas comes up in 2020, but I want to see how many more I can get through. So I'm just going to reduce it down a little bit just to make it a little bit more realistic, but I've really been enjoying what I've picked previously, and my rule of prioritizing books when I pick them a second time if I didn't get around to them is working, so that's all very exciting. So if you are new here and you've got no idea what I'm talking about, then I will link the card up above if I've not already done so you can go and watch the initial video when I explain things. But for now we're just going to dive in, and for November I'm going to be picking for my backlist as I did a sequel for October, so let's get into it. I'm so excited. I'm like exhausted. I'm so excited. Let's start with talking about ARCs. So I have been trying to get through The Memory of Souls by Jen Lyons since August. So it's been a bit of a slog, but I love the story, so I'm finding it really hard to pick up and get through it. So that it was an ARC. It's obviously well past the release date at this point, but I'm continuing to try and just get through that. I'm like 40% of the way through, so like I've still got a fair way to go, so that is just working its way slowly in the wings. But then I also have A Kingdom of Sea and Stone, I believe is the name, which is the sequel to Crown of Coral and Pearl, also on my Kindle to read, so that will just roll on as soon as I finish The Memory of Souls. Then currently, as I'm filming this, I'm reading the Paolini book, the really big like 900-pager. I'm anticipating that I'm going to finish that in October. If I don't, that's a real bummer, but it is a really big book, but it's probably going to just push back a few other ones I've got to read. So I've just recently received David Attenborough's latest book, which is called A Life on Our Planet, which is like his witness statement. This is, I'm pretty sure, almost identical to the Netflix documentary, which I've watched. I'm really stoked that I've got this. I'm going to try and sneakily read it in October before November even rolls around, but if not, this will definitely be on the cards. I have Leave the World Behind by Roman Alam to read, which comes out on the 20th of October, although I believe in some countries, maybe in America, this came out on the 6th of October. And then I've also got The Champagne War by Fiona McIntosh, who's like one of my new favorite authors as of this year. And this comes out on the 3rd of November. So I've got these 3 physical ARCs to try and get through. Plus I'm reading Paolini, plus I've got 2. So that's just like, let's not get too wrapped up in the impossible logistics of how many ARCs I need to get through, and let's just assume I have superpowers. We're just gonna carry on and pick a regular TBR, but like we're picking 1 less, so obviously the rules still apply that if I pick something over 500 we'll reduce again, but like I don't know about you, but I'm already sweating bullets because I could have a TBR set for November on ARCs alone. So that's where we're at with ARCs. I've got like a selection to get through. I'm gonna try and prioritize them according to like when they are and have been released, but yeah, let's just not stress too much about that and just be aware that there are many books I'm going to be trying to squeeze in between everything else. So first up, we're going to be picking from the backlist titles. So it's always really exciting because who knows what it could be. It could be like any number of hundreds and hundreds of books, literally hundreds and hundreds. So please just let it be good. Let it be something new. I really want to read one of my new books, but I bet it's something really old. Oh God. All right, we're going with this one. Let us pray. Oh, now that's exciting. I picked out Jump. So this is a book I've actually like had my eye on for years. I had it as like a free ebook a long time ago, and then I managed to find a copy in a secondhand bookstore. So I've been meaning to read this for a really long time. I was so excited when I found this at that book fair because it meant I could get a physical copy of it. So this one is all about is it parallel dimensions or is it like gateways? It's like, oh, it's got a global teleport system that allows people to transport themselves instantaneously around the world. What happens is a code is rolled out in this futuristic world where people can, I don't know, upgrade the code in their body or whatever, and that means they can change their appearance too, and the main character's a bit like, oh, that sounds a bit sus, not sure I want to put that in my body. So I'm not sure if something's going to go wrong with that code or what kind of intrigue is going to happen, but this sounds like it'll be really interesting, hopefully a really fast-paced novel as well. I think it's got some cool concepts going on, so that's a really fun backlist to have picked up. That's like a real throwback to something deep in my TBR, so that's really exciting. I so hope that this lives up to expectations. So next I'm going to pick from my diversity jar, and we're going to see what comes out. This is my this is looking like I'm actually making my way through this, so I'm really excited for this one. Again, will I pick out a Song of Wraiths and Ruin? Like, who knows? Maybe this will be the month where I pick it out. Let's see what I got. Nope, it's not a Song of Wraiths and Ruin. I've got to stop saying that. I think I must be jinxing it. However, once again, I have not picked out something I recently bought. Instead, I'm picked out something way back in my TBR, which is Wonder. I'm becoming like a tiny bit frustrated that I did that massive diversity haul a little while ago, and I've been really looking forward to reading the books on that one, and I keep actually getting through my backlist instead. How tragic. But I know Wonder will be good. And I also know where it is on my bookshelf, which is a relief. So Wonder is a nice small book. And I've been meaning to go and actually read this for a really long time. This was wildly popular when it was released. It's obviously featuring disability and dealing with issues of how people see you as other if you have a disability. And I have watched the film for this and really enjoyed it, so I have really high hopes that the book is going to be just as good. This is fantastic because I think this is going to be such a quick read to get through, so that's like a really great way to boost my TBR there. So that's fun. That's just really, really cool. And I'm excited that I'll finally, you know, have read this, have got this ticked off. I'm excited for this, even though it's not one of the many books, other books that I wanted it to be. But yeah, gosh, this is one of these books I feel everyone has read except for me. Okay, so we're down to our last two picks, which doesn't seem right, but it is right. So I've got my 2 books there, I've got an ARC, and then 2 of these, and that will bring my total to 5. Right. There's like, that's just so many books in this tiny little egg cup. I'm really hoping for a Brandon Sanderson. I'm not gonna lie, Brandon Sanderson's the main one I really want to pick out. Let's see. Have I already pulled this one out? No, I haven't. I thought I'd already pulled this one out before, but I haven't. So I picked out The Keeper of the Mist, which I think is a fantasy novel. And again, it's not a big one. How exciting. I've gone from like months on end of picking out 500 pages to a nice thin book. So this is what the cover looks like. It's by Rachel Neumeier, and let's have a look. So it's got a short blurb on the back here that says, "The enchanted mist has always protected them. It's kept their enemies out and stopped outsiders from remembering the land of Nimira, the place that Kerry calls home. But now the mist is failing and she's their last hope." That sounds so exciting. I actually not heard heaps of people talk about this. I know a few people on Instagram have said it's a thumbs up and it's a good read, but on the whole, I've not heard a lot of people talking about this. So that is thrilling to dive into. I'm really chuffed that I've just pulled out short books so far. Like, dare I say, I might actually get through my TBR in November. Wouldn't that be revolutionary? One more pick. Who's going to bet that it's going to be a really long book? I bet it's a really, really long one. Go on, be Brandon Sanderson. I can't get my fingers on one. Okay, we got one. Oh, okay. Another short contemporary. Well, we are going to be having a contemporary month in November. So I have pulled out The Sky is Everywhere, written in my own handwriting, because I actually only realized recently that this wasn't in one of my jars. And now The Sky is Everywhere, another blue book, Nice aesthetic going on, guys. The Skies Everywhere is by Jandy Nelson, and this is an author I've been wanting to read for a really long time. So my best friend over in New Zealand, Sarah, bought me this, I think last year, though forgive me because I can't remember if it was for my birthday or for Christmas. I think it was for my birthday last year, and I'm super excited to pick it up and love that it's short. So I've heard like literally nothing but amazing things about Nelson's writing, so I love that I'm starting with The Sky is Everywhere because I'll Give You the Sun is like double the size of this. So that's a pretty good pick, I think. So for my main 4 picks out of the jar, I think that is probably one of the most reasonable TBRs I have ever had the fortune of picking out. I'm continually fascinated by the fact that I keep somehow pulling up books that are like really quite far back on my backlist, which is definitely exciting to be getting through them, but like, I have some strong faith in myself that I'm going to get through these books, and that is a perfect pick considering how many arcs I am trying to get through in November. I'm happy with that. So let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these or if you're excited to hear my thoughts on one of them in particular. I can't wait to get around to them. I genuinely think I might get through my November TBR, and let me know if you think I'm going to be able to get through all of the arcs I want to get through as well, because I don't think I will, but I'm going to try so damn hard. But that's all I've got for you today, so I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.
Alle gloria mia